Alright, welcome to a new series on my channel where I'm going to be going through every single legend on Apex Legends trying to find a perfect main for me. As I go through these legends, I will post a video for each legend covering the pros and cons and what I found from playing this character. So let's just jump straight into it. Alright chat, we'll do it one more time, and this is the one that actually counts. So whoever we get here is who we actually playing. Valk. I'm okay with playing Valk. Alright, so before we take a deep dive into Valkyrie's kit, let's learn a little bit of what she does. Valk is a skirmisher legend, meaning that she can scan care packages as they're coming down and see what they have in them. On top of that, Valkyrie, like all of the other skirmisher legends, have a very high mobility and fast-paced gameplay. This is perfect for the little tryhards who like to push every fight. And with this ability, it makes her a very popular legend. But despite the fact that she is a really popular legend, I would not recommend Valk for newer players or solo players, as I feel she has a very difficult kit to learn and requires a lot of team communication. This kit consists of knowing when and where to use your jetpack, having good team comps when using your ult, how her tactical works, and communicating information while dropping in. Now, with all this being said, let's take a deeper look into each one of these abilities and what you will need to learn if you want to master Valkyrie. First things first is her passive ability, which I have broken up into two parts. Part number one is what you can see on screen now, and is the ability to scan enemies as they're dropping in. This is arguably one of the best passives in the game, and having knowledge of where potential third parties are off drop can be the deciding factor in a game. When you and your team know where everyone else is dropping, you can drop respondingly and find the best place to pressure or corner the enemies off drop. This tactical can also be very useful when using her ult, as you can find randoms who are trying to rotate or hide like we did here. Part 2 of her tactical is her, in my opinion, most iconic ability, and it is her jetpack. This jetpack can be very useful when trying to regain high ground to poke at the enemies, but you have to be very careful when using this jetpack, as it has a very loud sound cue, and if you use it 9 times out of 10, if the enemy has a headset, they will know exactly where you were pushing from and get the jump on you. Why did my gun not pull out? Another tip that most people don't realize with this jetpack is you can actually eliminate the fall fatigue if you use her jetpack right before you hit the ground. And finally, with her large vertical mobility, those of you who love to rack can find even more spots, but that's if you can actually manage to get to them. Well, see, so chat, that would be a W rat spot. Alright, moving on in her kit is her tactical ability, which is, of course, her missiles. These missiles are very handy in many situations, whether you're engaging in a fight, you run out of ammo in your guns, or you're just trying to flush an enemy out. These missiles are almost perfect in every situation, but be careful because they can damage you as well. Speaking of damage, these missiles will do about 25 damage each and give the enemy you hit a somewhat of an arc star effect. With this, you can generally, if you hit 3 people, do upwards of 100 damage and stun those 3 people, which should lead to an easy opportunity for you and your team to push. Finally, in her kit is her ultimate. God, do I love this thing. I cannot count the number of times I have been in a sticky situation and her ultimate has allowed me to completely flee the scene. If you or your team are in a situation where you know you cannot win that gunfight, just pop her ult and you can almost escape every time. This ultimate is also really good if you were just struggling to find people. Many times and I know you have had really dull games where there's just no action. Well, if you pop her ultimate, it pairs really well with her tactical ability where she scans people. And generally most of the time you can find a team rotating or maybe even pushing another team. Overall, Valkyrie is very good for people who have experience playing Apex Legends for a while and want a character with a medium skill gap who can play ultra aggressive and still have a chance to flee the scene if things get too crazy. But like I said before, I don't really recommend Valkyrie for new players. After watching this video, let me know in the comments, are you going to main Valk? And if you did enjoy this video, consider liking and subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.